Hey, what's up, guys? It's Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 7:45 a.m. Wednesday morning, April the 30th, 2025 year of our Lord. And I want to talk to y'all about something real quick. I actually saw this in a short video the other day with Grow It We Mow It, Steven down there in Savannah. He was talking about what do you do about customers that don't pay on time, and he was saying that he doesn't really have that problem, and he says, if it's something that continues, he drops the customer, and if it's a one-time cut, he gets paid up front and all that good stuff. And I'm here to tell you, man, there ain't nothing wrong with all of that. And you do what you got to do to get paid on time. If you start having problems with customers withholding money, I agree, everybody's human. We all have life happens. You never know what's going to pop up. You may have a customer that not necessarily living paycheck to paycheck, but they may have had an unforeseen event happen one week, and it's gonna make things kind of tight for them if they pay you right then at the time of service. And as long as they communicate with you and let you know, hey, I get paid Friday, is it okay if I pay you when I get paid? Especially if they're a good customer, man, there ain't nothing wrong with that at all. There really isn't. And I highly suggest that you do that, especially if you're starting out in business. Give people some leeway, things like that. But the way I do it, man, and I'm gonna tell you this because last year, for some reason, I had to chase down a lot of money last year, man. A lot of people took advantage of me last year. I didn't get paid for some services, and there was a couple of people that I say a couple, it was one person that just stiffed me altogether, and I just let that one go, let bygones be bygones. But a lot of things happened last year and made me decide to do things different this year. So this year, to avoid having to chase down money and all that, everybody that I picked up in 2025, and there's actually some customers that I've had over the years that were struggling to pay me on time, I just went ahead and put all of them, sent them a card link. Like, look, this is a card link. I need you to upload your credit card because I've got to have my money at the time of service. And the way I avoid that is having to chase down money. When I pull up to the property, I pull out my phone, get on Yard Book, go to that customer's name, go to invoices, click on that, and then click on the add an item icon. Whatever service they're getting, whatever price that is, I click on it, and create an invoice, and then charge their card on file before I even start the service. Now, that's what I do, like if I do a one-time cut, or if I do a like this year, for instance. I think starting the year, I think I had 7 or either 8 customers that were trying to sell their house. And currently I have 4 customers that are trying to sell their house, and I'm just keeping their property up until the house is sold. So I'm not charging them monthly or anything like that. I'm just charging them per service until their house is sold. And some of these customers, I really do have a feeling that it's going to wind up being a year and a half, 2 years before they get the house sold. But it is what it is. That's none of my concern. But monthly payers, they're all card on file. I have contracts in my business for everybody that I have picked up so far this year for recurring work. They're monthly payers for year-round service, and all of their cards are on file. I get an email around 6 o'clock in the morning on the due date, and it tells me that I have new invoices. I click on that, check out my new invoices, and I go ahead, I deduct those funds from their account, and I send them a receipt. That is how I avoid chasing down money. Now, I still do have some people that are grandfathered in, that don't have card on file, and they are getting pay per service. I'm gonna say it's probably 20, maybe 30% of my customers. I've got quite a bit of customers, and probably 20 or 30% of them are grandfathered in for the past 4 or 5 years, and they they pay per service, and they are they pay for it themselves. I don't have to deduct the stuff from their account. I just simply send them the invoice, and 9 times out of 10, immediately when I send them the invoice, within 5 minutes that invoice is paid. And the rest of them, it's typically paid by the end of the day. And like Steven says, you know, if you reach out to me and tell me, hey, things are kind of tight this week, you mind if I pay you Friday? I have zero problem with that at all, especially if you're a good customer that I've never had a problem with. As long as you don't make it a habit, I don't see nothing wrong with that at all, man. Life happens, and we're all human. I know things have gotten tight on me in the past before, so I get it, man. But, yeah, man, look out for your business. Do what you got to do to collect your money. And another thing, too, the way I look at it is, when I send someone that card link, I've never had anybody question me about keeping a card on file. I started that this past winter, and I've probably picked up, I've picked up over 50 customers since I started doing that this year. And I've picked up a lot of customers this year, guys. The Lord has blessed me indeed this year, and I'm so thankful for it. But I've only had 2 customers that didn't do it. Everything was hunky-dory until I told them I was going to send them a card link to upload their credit card so I can keep their card on file. That way I can deduct it every month. And they didn't say anything out of the way. They just simply didn't reply. And they didn't reply. They didn't upload their card. They didn't reply to the email saying they didn't like it or anything like that. I've had nobody say anything out of the way. Nobody question it. I've only had 2 customers that didn't do it. And 2 customers, man, that's a small price to pay to keep from having to chase invoices down or chase money down all year long. But do what you got to do to protect your business, guys. Get your money, and get your money when you need it. You're not going to pay the plumber whenever you get ready. You're not going to pay your cable bill when you get ready, or your mortgage payment whenever you get ready. So as a lawn care provider, you shouldn't have to chase down money either. But look, man, I hope y'all have an amazing day, and I'll cut y'all back on the next one. But until then, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. All right, y'all. Bye.